Pop culture is more than just entertainment. It's a lens into society, relationships, and human behavior. I'm Grace, and here on The Grace Report, we dive into stories beyond the headlines. Whether it's reality TV drama, celebrity scandals, or royal family intrigue, I'm here to break it all down. What it means, why it matters, and how it reflects the world we live in. Join the conversation, share your take, and let's make sense of the culture shaping our lives one story at a time. Good morning, good morning, good morning, sunshines. Happy Tuesday to you all. I don't know why, but in my head, it feels like a Thursday already. I have been losing track, just of the feeling of a week, for the past little while now. It's actually so strange, but I digress. Listen, we actually have a lot to get into in today's episode of the show. We are going to be talking about that Love is Blind couple. Do you guys remember Zach and Bliss? Well, Zach is now celebrating the couple's 2.5-year anniversary with a very, very strange tribute post to the fact that he is the only person who has been with Bliss this long thus far. It's like he had a countdown to beat out all of her other exes. We also have to talk about Jasmine from 90 Day Fiancé leaking her mental health diagnoses. Giselle and Robyn from the Real Housewives of Potomac are shading both Wendy and Mia for their criminal situations on their podcast. Speaking of Mia has officially broken her silence on Instagram. And then last but not least, we're going to get into Masika Kalisha. Do y'all remember her from Love and Hip Hop? Well, her estranged husband, who she hasn't been with for the past 3 years or so, he tragically passed away, and she decided to hire a photographer to make sure that she is the cuntiest widow to ever widow. And it's very controversial. It's very viral, and I'm really looking forward to talking about all of that and more with you guys in today's episode of the show. Per usual, we got to start off with a little bit of a roll call. I want to see who's here, where y'all are watching from, and get into what it is that some of you guys had to say. I saw some comments in the live chat as I was doing the B-roll at the beginning, or the opening credits, about some Thanksgiving conversation. Y'all know how much I love Thanksgiving meals. So are you guys celebrating Thanksgiving? How are you celebrating? What are you going to be eating? Give me some ideas for next year, please. I'm so excited. It was Jamie. She says, who's ready for Thanksgiving? I want to eat until I waddle. Oh my God. You know what? It's all fun and games until you really do get to that point. Remember how I told you how painful it was for me to walk to the car after Thanksgiving dinner when we celebrated with my friends earlier in the month? Like, oh God, I wanted to be rolled to the car. I was in so much pain, but it's so worth it. Thanksgiving dinner, there's nothing like it, truly. Bonjour, Ramster. Nice to see you, boo. And let's see who else we've got here. Oh, we've got Tamara as well. We've got Venetia. We've got Kahara as well. Kelly, I don't know what's going on with you guys' screen names, but they're still messed up from that last time. I think they've been messed up since Friday. So forgive me if I have to do a little bit of a pause to remember what your OG screen names are, okay? Good morning, Jess. Good morning to Snaps. Good morning, Caramel, as well. Ah, she's from Toronto. I knew you were Canadian. Shout out to my Canadians. Oh, you'll love to see it. Nice to see you, boo. Good morning, Michelle, Acacia as well. Summer Breeze. So nice to have y'all here. Summer Breeze is watching from Boston, Massachusetts. Listen, my French lover is dying to go to Boston. I have no offense to you in Boston, okay? But I have never heard of somebody dying to go to Boston on that level. It's just so fascinating to me. He's not even a baseball fan or anything like that, but he is dying to go to Boston. He's dying to go to Boston. He's been to New York. He loves it. He wants to go back, and he wants to go to San Francisco as well. And again, I think he wants to do Chicago as well, which I really want to do. I really want to see Chicago also. And listen, the way he's going on about Boston, I kind of low-key want to see what's going on over there. That's got him so obsessed. Tamara's watching from BC. Shout out to another Canadian of mine. Y'all know I love my people. I always make a peanut butter pie. Oh, that sounds so good. A peanut butter pie. I've never eaten one of those. I was actually thinking of making peanut butter cookies this weekend, but a peanut butter pie sounds really freaking good right about now. Oh my God, babe, what is your name? It's killing me because I know it. It's off the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. I don't know why YouTube did this to me. I want to have difficulty with walking for an. She's trying to get some of that Thanksgiving stuffing, y'all. Not the turkey kind. Oh my God. Michelle, oh my God, starting some Thanksgiving prep today. About to make cranberry sauce. It's one of my favorite parts. I love cranberry sauce. I love stuffing, of course. I love my turkey. A really good like walnut pecan salad, with cranberries and stuff as well is really good. A good soup, butternut squash soup or something. Oh, y'all are making me hungry. Oh, we ate so well for Thanksgiving. I was just so blessed this year. Acacia's having Cajun. Oh, I love Cajun spices, Cajun turkey and Cajun mashed potatoes. I'm drooling, and mac and cheese. Oh my God. Are any of y'all going to go the East Awesome route? East Awesome loves to put breadcrumbs on his mac and cheese. I love that too when it's crunchy. And I also love bourbon mac and cheese. Oh my God, Acacia. Cajun. Shout out to Cajun spices. They are so damn good. Summer Breeze says, I stopped celebrating Thanksgiving with the loss of the most special person in my life. So on to Christmas. I'm sorry for your loss, Summer Breeze. And I totally understand. Losing people over the holiday seasons or close to the holiday season is a really, really tough thing to go through, and you've got to get through it any way you can. And so, I'm totally hearing you on that. Oh, good morning, Allie. Nice to see you again. Tamara says we had, yep. Thanksgiving was in October for the Canadians. Shout out to y'all. I'm still so fascinated about, the whole like month difference between Canadian and American Thanksgiving. I forgot why that was, but it's funny how we have pretty much the exact same holiday as the Americans, with the exception of the date that we celebrate it. Oh, Seattle, the windy city, or Chicago's the windy city, I think. The rainy city. Well, welcome, Bee Chocolate. Thanks so much. I didn't know you were from there. Wow. Oh, San Francisco has way too much crime for me coming from Chicago. And that's saying a lot coming from Chicago. But I hear you. San Francisco changed so much. I used to be in San Francisco all the time for work back from 2014 to about 2017. And I feel like it was a really good era. And then boom, out of nowhere, things just went to hell in a handbasket over there. And it was my favorite city at the time. I loved it so much. I love New York as well, of course, but San Francisco was to me, New York with hills and sun. It was so beautiful to me. So I am also heartbroken at, what it's become. And I'm hoping that it finds its way back to what it once was, right? Or what it deserves to be. Good morning, Michelle. Happy Tuesday. Kahara says, we are changing it up this year for Thanksgiving. We're having beef ribs. Yum. Yum. I love ribs. Oh my God. Yum. Cornish hens. What's Cornish hens? Well, I feel like I've heard this a million times, like about people eating this stuff, but I don't know what a Cornish hen is. I'm gonna have to look that up. Hang on. What is a Cornish hen? Good morning, Carly. Nice to see you. Good morning, Princess Kalia. Nice to see you too, boo. Happy Tuesday to you all. Listen, you guys, I am looking up Cornish hens. Right now, we are talking about Thanksgiving and how all of you guys are celebrating, what all of y'all are going to be eating as well. So I'm really, really, into this conversation. Y'all know I love my food, especially my Thanksgiving dinner. Crystal says, I live an hour away from Boston. Oh, well, look at that. You are neighbors. You are neighbors with Summer Breeze. A Cornish hen is like a mini. Oh, cute. Wow. I've never tried this before. I've always, I'm finally here watching my 2-year-old niece while her parents are getting my aunt and grandma on babysitting duty. You love to see it. And good morning to you too, Cammie. Again, you guys, we've got an awful lot to talk about in today's episode of the Morning Report. I will not keep you any longer. Why don't we go ahead and jump into these stories, starting with the Love is Blind of it all. Again, Zach and Bliss, listen, a lot of people love them or hate them. Very few are neutral about them. And the people who hate them, they typically find them to be a little bit pretentious, or they find Zach to be a little bit sketchy, or they find, I think that's typically it, right? They hate that Bliss settled for a guy who chose someone before her, blah, blah. And then other people love them. They think this is like a redemption story or whatever, right? So I'm kind of curious about where you guys fall on the spectrum of loving or hating Zach and Bliss. Listen, I'm happy that the two of them are happy together. That's what I'll say about this relationship, to be honest with you guys. I personally would never be able to get over a man choosing somebody else before me. But she has, and they've built a life together, and they've been together for 3.5 years as Zach truly, truly wants for you to know. I will say though that I did not like the way that Zach spoke to and about Irina at the Love is Blind reunion. I know she wasn't the greatest person, but he was like, you did this to become famous. And then he promoted his Instagram. Now he's got his podcast. He's got all these things that Irina does not have, right? In the public eye and whatnot. So I did find that to be rather hypocritical. And listen, I found it a little bit pretentious and strange that they named their daughter Galileo. Sorry, I found that to be a little bit strange, but I digress. Overall, as a couple, very inoffensive, right? But again, there's something that he's posted on his Instagram that has a lot of people talking, and I really want to share it with you guys and to get your guys' take and opinion on it. So he put a series of photos from their wedding and their relationship and whatnot, and captioned it, and I quote, 3.5 years together. I have officially crossed a line no one else has ever reached. You have chosen to stay with me longer than anyone else. I still remember the first time I heard your voice through that wall, the soft fabric of the couch under my hands, the dry studio air, the way the room seemed to brighten around your laughter. A week after our first date, my fingers closed around the cool edge of the ring in my pocket as I asked you to marry me. 2 weeks later, I tasted champagne and your lipstick as the lights from the set faded and our real life began. We have crossed oceans together, felt the rumble of planes under our feet, sugar on our tongues from a tiny, and hang on. I hate to break the rhythm here, but I do have to put up the second photo because I lose some visibility here. So let's see where they were. My bad. What was it? Sugar on our tongues or something like that. From a tiny candy shop in London, danced on the wet stones of a Dublin sidewalk. Of course, it was raining in Dublin. No offense to the Irish people, but of course it was raining in Dublin. Felt the soft glow of Tokyo at night. So they really have traveled quite a bit together, right? Together, we brought a new life into this world. I remember the weight of Galileo in our arms, her first cry cutting through the steady beep of machines. Now, every morning we breathe in the scent of strawberries when she leans in to kiss us. We hear the soft patter of her small feet on the floor, the click of doors she has learned to open as she runs through the home we built together. When I think about our life, these are the moments I cherish most. 3.5 years. So it's not common to celebrate 3.5 years of marriage or dating or whatever relationship. It's typically like, on a year by year basis. However, Zach is truly underscoring the fact that this is Bliss's longest relationship. Okay. So where else? I am the one you chose to be with forever. The one who will keep waking up beside you as our hair grays and our daughter grows. I love you forever. Listen, I like the photos. I think it's so strange to write this big love declaration for somebody, but it's just based off of their past relationships, right? Somebody that you're married to, especially. It's like, let's celebrate 3 years of wedded bliss. We're so happy. It's 3 years. I've lasted longer than all those other guys. You chose me. It's giving male pick me, to be honest with you guys. I don't know why he's putting her and her relationship history on a blast like this. I think it's very strange that he is so pressed about how long her past relationships have been. And I don't know, something about that is really, really strange to me. Just saying. I don't know how you guys feel about it. So I'm going to head into the comments and check you guys out. Actually, I did have a screenshot of a comment that particularly stuck out to me about this entire kind of fanfare post that Zach made on his Instagram account. So let me go ahead and bring that up for y'all. So there was a follower on his Instagram page who commented, "What is the 3.5 year anniversary? Did you just wait until you were officially the longest man she's been with to post this?" Yeah, this whole entire post and celebration is about other men, and beating out other men. And it's very strange. You're the one who married her. Who cares? Who cares? We certainly don't care. I'm sorry, but I forgot about this couple already. It's really strange, But do I think it's bad or this or that? No, I don't think he's a bad person. I just think maybe socially or something like that. He's a little bit odd, a little bit strange, and I think that this um falls in line with that. He's got some quirks or something like that, and that is where I would leave it at. But I thought it would make for a pretty good discussion with you guys. Michelle says that they are a bit odd, but I love them, right? Like they're kooky, and Bliss has her own kooks as well. She is not above being a little bit kooky, and sometimes that's just what makes for a perfect pair, two kooky people just happily being themselves. T says, I'd never get over a man singing like that. Oh, I forgot he even sang for her. Did he play the guitar as well or something like that? What was that? Ali says, did he cheat? Is that what this is all about? Listen, I hope not. I don't think so. I think like he's just been stewing since he got with Bliss. And he sees this as some sort of like long competition to be the guy that like she's with for the longest. Like it's just so strange. Cammy says, I only saw the first season of Love is Blind. Ooh, listen, season 2 was not great, but season 3 was a really good one. I think this is the season that they're from. There are about 3 couples from that season that are still married. So it's Zach and Bliss. There is Kwame and Chelsea, or should I say Kwame or Qualix? And there's also Brett and Tiffany. Really, really good season if you're looking for another one to get into. And listen, I don't understand it either. I really want everyone's usual names back. Like I'm feeling so lost without like you guys' tags. Like what is this? It's so strange. I don't even know why they did this, right? Princess also says that he definitely sounds like a narcissist. Yeah. I don't know. I just find him to be kooky. I find him to be a little bit socially awkward, socially off. And thank you guys so much for all the love and support for Summer Breeze, who is having a difficult Thanksgiving season. And again, we're sending you all our love and support, Summer Breeze. And I'm hoping that you have the best Christmas when we finally get to the Christmas season as well. Ronnie, good morning to you, boo. And exactly, B-Wise, why are you competitive? You're married to her. You've got a kid with her. Who cares about these random guys that she dated in the past? I don't think she's thinking about these people, right? Like, I feel like most people at a certain age in life, like they've got like a history of relationships and they're not really thinking about these exes. Maybe they've even forgotten they've dated some of these people. You know what I mean? Like even if you've been were with them for like a year or two or whatever, who cares? Who cares? When you move on, you move on. So it is really strange that he waited for a half anniversary to go and brag to a bunch of men he doesn't know and never met, and to, transform the love story completely into other men, like it's just really, really strange. And no, Jaleesa, we have it. So you're just in time. I wanted to think about wrapping up with that. So guys, there are a lot of videos of Todd being really shady to Candy. He was making some comments about her liposuction, like her sleeping with a bonnet, like, ladies who have too much money and don't want to share it, they'll end up alone. Like that guy has been playing the long game. Mama Joyce might have been right this entire time, but given that she was so loud and so rude to him and his mom, a lot of us missed it. It went over our heads, right? And exactly, Jamie, like I think he means well. He's just a little off, a little bit odd. Good morning, Gala. Nice to see you. Happy Tuesday. Are you American? Are you ready for Thanksgiving? Carly says, I could never understand having a conversation one-on-one like that, but to post it I could understand. Exactly, right? Like to go and make this huge declaration is really, really odd. Again, it's giving pick me. Listen, you and me both. I can't stand it. I've never seen the show, but I know the inevitable breakup quotes will be as lovingly scripted. Ooh, not you breaking a breakup over them. Damn, I really hope they don't. I really, really hope they don't, because I do like them together as a couple overall. And I agree, like I get it. Like everybody has their thing, but like just these public declarations like this are a little bit strange, right? Cynthia says the same thing. He's weird for that. Gwenna, good morning, Boo. Nice to see you. Chatting with a friend. Listen, isn't it great to chat with friends? Oh, speaking of chatting with friends, y'all, I think I told y'all I had my friend over last night and she came at 9 because she has this class that she goes to and it finishes at 9. And so I was like, oh, like, since you're going to be coming to my place like around 9, why don't I cook dinner for us? That way, like, we can chat and eat and all that. My girl, I made like salmon, rice, veggies. My girl touched nothing. I was like, oh, that's so strange. Is that strange? I found that to be really, really strange. I was like, damn, like, Not me slaving away to make you a dinner. You didn't touch nothing. Okay. But I did make a really good Moroccan tea, and I'm so obsessed with it. I'm going to get a mint plant because I'm not buying those little things, one-offs of mint all the time, fresh mint. So good. It tasted like just like in Marrakesh or in the Moroccan restaurants and whatnot. I'm so happy about it. Oh, and thanks so much, Summer Breeze. I'm so happy to have you here. Summer Breeze, you've been an OG since the beginning of the morning report. So thanks so much for always being here, Boo. If you, and that's the thing. I'm really, really curious. I don't know. I think they've always been this way. I think he's always been very pretentious, very performative, and very like, people who like, I don't know, people who like love to hear themselves talk and they think they're more brilliant than they are. That's how I feel about him overall. East Austin says, it's hard out here. Love is not blind and no one should marry at first sight. Listen, it's tough. Maybe that's what it is, right? And that's the thing about like love, relationships, and whatnot. Yes, at the beginning, this is the greatest person you know. So exciting. The future is bright. But then when you quickly marry them, you quickly have kids with them and whatnot before really getting to know them, like the wake-up call can be brutal when that honeymoon period ends. But listen, 3.5 years. So I hope that they're still in a good place. And I hope that, they're still happy and whatnot. And that things continue to trend in a positive direction for the two of them. Because listen, I would hate to hear about another Love is Blind divorce. I'm really happy with season 3, especially. So far, there have been no divorces from season 3. And je touche le bois, I'm knocking on wood that it stays the same. Now, you guys, why don't we get into Jasmine? Let's do some more 90 Day Fiancé. I'm so happy to be back in the 90 Day Fiancé universe. Like when I first launched my channel, I talked about Teen Mom and 90 Day Fiancé. And the 90 Day Fiancé, I have to admit, they pissed me off. They started releasing way too many spinoffs, way too much everything. The episodes were so long. They were like 2 hours like each and multiple times a week. I couldn't keep up, right? But I am back. I'm back. And I'm really, following these people and their journeys and their social media and whatnot. And let's just say they are just as out there as the Teen Mom ladies, if not more. Okay. So why don't we get into this post that Jasmine made on her Facebook account where she leaked her own medical diagnoses from her doctor. So basically, she's sick and tired of people diagnosing her with narcissism. She said, y'all, I am not a narcissist. I am mentally ill. I'll give you that. However, I am not a narcissist. So let's get into what exactly it is that she said on her official Facebook page. She said, mental health should never be used to shame anyone. Also, only doctors can diagnose mental health disorders. For random people calling me a narcissist at the tell-all, it's a very disgusting behavior. This is my diagnosis from my psychiatrist. I'm working very hard to get better. This post is to create awareness about mental health. You are not alone and you are deserving of love. And so this is a note that her doctor had made in her file saying history of present illness. The patient is a 39-year-old female who presents for a psychiatric evaluation for depression. She has been experiencing significant emotional fluctuations since relocating to the United States in 2003. And so now when we get into what exactly it was that she was actually diagnosed with, let me go ahead and flip over that for you guys. These are the diagnoses. So we first get mild recurrent major depression, referral to behavioral health. And then we also get PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, otherwise known as GAD as well. So there are quite some serious, illnesses and issues that she's got. And so she wants people to respect that she hasn't been diagnosed with narcissism. And listen, I do think that that is a fair ask. I think it would be tough to be accused of being a narcissist if you haven't been diagnosed with narcissism, right? And I think she was very brave to go ahead and to share her diagnosis and what she's got going on and everything like that as well, right? So listen, very, very, very curious to know what y'all have to say about this. So let me go ahead and get into you guys' comment section. So Caramel had said, Grace, I found a really easy one-pan salmon dinner on YouTube. Salmon, mini potatoes, asparagus, and sausage. Ooh, that's fun. A little bit of seasoning and garlic butter. Well, thanks for that. I'll have to check that out. Listen, I love me some salmon. Today, since she didn't eat her salmon, I chopped it up with the rice and then threw some lettuce in it. I love a nice rice and lettuce salad combo. So that's what I had for my lunch. It was really good, really, really filling. Shelby says, I might be weird, but I prefer to eat maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Yeah, because it was, but here people eat late. People eat at like 8 or 9. I don't know. I just was like, oh, like this is awkward. She really liked the tea, but I was like, damn, what about the food? And Ramster, I agree. This is why, like, whenever people get into these massive declarations and stuff like that, I'm like, let's slow down a little bit. Like, we're still getting to know each other, right? At this point, like you guys anyway. So we'll see. I'm hoping for the best for them, but we'll see. Again, I find him to be a very performative person overall. I think he's done other posts like this where it's supposed to be for her, but it seems to be more so for the public and public praise and whatnot. So bref. We got a super chat. Thank you so much. Special Luo vibes. Jasmine's gotta do better. I expect more of her. Wow. Well, you know what? Listen, I agree. And you know what? Although it's not fair for people to diagnose her from watching her on reality television, I do think that people have some valid criticisms about certain things, in her story, right? For example, the fact that she's got 2 young children in Panama, one of whom is special needs, that she just, left behind essentially, for the US. Yeah, granted. What's his face? What's that bald man's name with a little patch of hair in the back? Gino did not include them in the visa application. But I think at that point, maybe you go, am I choosing this guy or am I choosing my kids? Like to me at that point, when she decided to stay, I don't know whether to laugh or be scared. Special Luo Vibes sent another super chat. Thank you so much. It said, I was diagnosed with narcissism. Well, thank you for this tidbit of information. A little shook. I'm a little scared, not gonna lie. Oh, man. So yeah, I do think that sort of behavior is a little bit strange because, again, Panama is a lovely country. Jasmine, as far as I saw, she was not living in poverty. She was not, struggling or anything like that to a crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many Americans who are fleeing America to go to places like Panama. So I don't understand why she had to leave them behind, and now it's going to be more difficult than ever to be reunited with them at this point. And so I just do not see it. So yeah, I don't know. Very, very sad. And no, not even the veg. So she tried like one veggie, like she was picking at it for so long. Then she tried one. And I don't know. She said, listen, she is going through a lot right now. Obviously, I'm not going to put all, I'm not going to put her business at all on Front Street, but she's going through some things. So maybe it's that. I don't know. But it was very, I don't know. I felt like a babushka. When you go to like the elder's house or something like that. And they're always like, oh, like eat. Oh, you finished that. Here's more. And you're supposed to like accept or whatever. You know what I mean? Like out of politesse. I don't know. Like it was very, very strange. Like literally not a single bite. I get like, oh, a little bit. Like at least try it. Tell me if it's bad or something, but I know I make good salmon. I make the best. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, like what happened? Anyway, listen, my girl's going through a lot. So maybe that's what it is. But it was sad. Not gonna lie, but listen, I had a lunch waiting on me ready. I didn't have to cook anything. So there's that. Ramster says, yes, Jasmine, it's called being homesick. Where 2 sons are waiting for you. Sorry, not sorry. And that's the thing, Ramster. How will she be able to go back to them now that she's got Matilda in the US? Matt is not going to let her just, bounce with Matilda. So now she's kind of stuck for good in the US. Do you guys think, by the way, that Matt is going to help her bring her kids over? On her Facebook, she makes some posts about Matt that I find to be a little bit derogatory. For example, oh, I would never marry Matt. You guys are going to see it in this episode of blah, blah, like all this type of stuff. I'm like, this is really strange. Like, aren't y'all like, I don't understand this relationship at all. I got to be honest with you guys. It's very, very, very odd. Poor Jasmine, it takes a brave soul to let all that be known. And I agree. Listen, I really do think that the criticisms are heavily, heavily, heavily weighing on her. And I think she's going through some things like, a lot in this moment to be putting all that out there. And I agree, Two Snaps. Listen, we're all a little bit quirky in our own ways. Issa also says, oh my God, did you guys see the Danish deception? That girl married the con man and quit her job for him. So messy. Oh, that poor girl has been getting dragged left, right, and center on TikTok and social media in general. I didn't watch her thing because I found it a bit unnerving how she was smiling. Like, she was telling the story and stuff and she was smiling and whatnot. I'm like, I thought this man called you out $500,000. Why are you smiling? Like, like, do you have that much money that you're going to be smiling over being down 500K? Because I would not be smiling. And listen, I'm pissed at her because look, you see this? I like to tuck my us Black girls who tuck our braids behind our ears have been catching a mad strays over her. So I'm mad at her. Listen, what's wrong with tucking your braid behind your ear? What am I supposed to do? Just let it fall? No. Maybe, but I swear people eat so late here. So I was so surprised by that. But maybe that was it too. I don't know. I was like, really? Because to me, if someone tries it and they stop, it's like, okay, it wasn't good. But like, she didn't try it like at all. She could have told me because I had given her a heads up that I'd be cooking. Like, if you don't want to eat, just tell me. That way I don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was all so strange. I could have eaten in private, while working or something like that. But I just, Tisa Taos is covering the Danish con. Listen, I might even have to go check it out. I like the recaps of the Danish con versus seeing that lady talk about it herself, because I'm sorry, why is she smiling so much? Why is she smiling? My goodness. She's actually on this season of Happily Ever After, 90 Day Fiance. She's going to be on the next season of, or actually, will she? What is it? The Paradise Last Resort. But I don't know what season of Before the 90 Days she officially came out on. Tamara says, as a mom of 3, I'm used to cooking all day, only to have none of them eat it all. Doesn't it like kind of like hurt your heart a little bit? You're like, damn, try it at least. Carly says, it's incredibly brave to share her diagnosis. However, I can't help but feel she's not helping herself by being away from them. And I agree. Maybe she is. Maybe she is really devastated and torn up about it, right? But go home. Again, you came from Panama, from a nice middle-class life in Panama. So why are you acting like you don't have anything to go back to? Especially when you got 2 children there, one of whom is special needs. Like, I don't get it. I find that to be very, very strange, because when we look at the conditions of some of these other people, for example, Rose, who had to settle for, Big Ed, like, just bathing yourself with like a bucket, rats running around while you're like that type of poverty, like, okay. Or the lady who was deaf and she was with a deaf man, or she was deaf in one ear and she was with a man who was completely deaf, like, the no proper roof, it's like tins over you and like the water's coming through. Okay, I get it. You're trying to get that green card, bring your kids over, like but Jasmine was living just fine in Panama. So I do find that to be very, 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 very off-putting, right? So I do understand why people have been criticizing her so heavily, because it is strange and it is a little bit inexplicable. Summer Breeze says, my parents, yes, I saw your comments after I finished my last one, Summer Breeze. I was like, damn it, like if only I stayed like, I don't know, an extra like 30 seconds, I would have seen them. My parents' friends just retired to Panama and they live like kings. They are a retired police officer and a teacher. They live in a penthouse on the beach. Like, that sounds so good. I'm hearing so many stories about Americans specifically going to Panama. So to hear this is like, okay. It has been inspiring me to retire in 5 years. How old are you, Summer Breeze? Retire in 5 years? Are you not like in your 20s or 30s? Hang on, let me zoom into your photo. Talk about retire in 5 years. I think you got me the last time. Didn't I say this the last time when you were talking to me about like something like, people of particular ages or something? I was like, girl, you like, to me, you look like you could be like, I don't know, 20s, 30s, something like that. She says she's 45. Oh, Lord. Listen, Black don't crack, y'all. Black don't crack. Summer Breeze is 45. Oh, my God. I would have never guessed. You look good, Summer Breeze. You look good. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, yeah. She was talking about her grandsons. It's like, grandsons? How old are you? Acacia says, it's not the tuck, it's the jaw. I saw the one, like the selfie, and she's wearing it, and the guy's like driving, like, I don't know what it is, like a golf cart or something like that. I know what you're talking about, Acacia. T says, there's nothing wrong with being a tucker. Thank you. Listen, tuckers unite, like, end the stigma now. Maybe some true insinuation. Not you gagging me and reassuring me at the same time. I can't. He says, I like the original premise of the show. I was in a similar. Oh, really? Can you tell us the nationality of your significant other at the time, à l'époque? But due to the popularity of 90 Day, it attracts a certain type of publicity seeker, period. You know, I actually did a video that I'm going to put up a little bit later about Luke, the guy who's with Madison and stuff. Speaking of like a particular type of person who goes abroad to seek somebody out specifically, like, yeah, stay tuned for that. Ali says divorce is way too expensive to not Google your partner, period. We are so lucky to have Google at our disposition. Use it, use it, use it, use it. Is Jasmine still married to Gino? Technically, yes. I don't know why they're not yet divorced. It's taking a really long time, but yes, technically. He's trying to have her deported like Danielle did with Mohammed, but I don't think it's going to work, especially now that she has a baby with another American, right? Matt is a love-struck puppy. He'll do anything for her until he doesn't, right? And his mom's got a Romanian girl or multiple Romanian girls lined up for him, apparently. So she might have to ish or get off the pot at some point. It just makes me really sad when people get into these messy situations and bring kids into them. Like, it's not ideal at all by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, look at the time escaping me. Y'all listen, I got to get to these next stories. Hang on. Isasa says Panama is an easy place to live. It has a small American enclaves near the canal. It also has Ciudad de Saber. There are tons of expats there, and UNICEF office is there. You see, listen, that's what I can't get with when it comes to Jasmine. Jasmine, you were not from the trenches, baby girl. You did not need to ditch your kids like that. None of your excuses to me are justifiable. I'm just saying. Now, you guys, why don't we get into Gizelle and Robyn talking about the arrests at Bravo? Oh, well, the housewife, the convicted, or not convicted, but the convict to-bes over on Housewives. Listen, I do have to set it up for you guys. So let's go over to commercial break. And on the flip side, I will be ready with those clips for you, okay? If you're enjoying today's episode of The Morning Report, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I'll catch you on the flip side after a word from some of our sponsors. The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running. Tired of learning languages in boring, frustrating ways? Try TalkPal. TalkPal is your personal AI language tutor. It teaches you languages in fun, engaging ways. It gives you real-time feedback, assesses your pronunciation, and the learning process is personalized just for you. Join millions of other learners and start your language learning journey today. And we are back, and I've got the episode queued up for you guys. Again, we are going to be listening in to Reasonably Shady as Gizelle and Robyn dish on Wendy, on Mia, all that stuff involving their shady, allegedly criminal dealing. So go ahead and take a listen.
I think those are my highlights.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lovely.
Yeah. I did give Wendy a hug.
Okay.
And Eddie.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
Told them, they're in my prayers.
Right.
By the way, this is about BravoCon, where they saw Wendy and Eddie and, or where Gizelle saw them and Gizelle gave Eddie a hug.
The prayers, they're making my prayer life increase.
Okay.
And Eddie looked a little stressed out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he looked a little shooketh. And rightly so.
Speaking of Wendy, I thought it was brave, I guess, for her to be there.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
And I guess I'm kind of like, well, if I'm trying to think of I always try to put myself in the person's shoes.
Yeah.
Right?
You didn't see her, did you? Okay.
Like, what would I do in that situation? Would I show up? Would I not show up? And so maybe the thought process is like, well, I'm trying to win this case and I'm trying to be innocent. So like, if you don't show up, then you look like you're not innocent and you're like ducking, right? Versus like, if you show up with your head held high and, that could possibly give you like a chance to look like you're innocent or you don't have anything to hide or your life is like moving forward.
But we've seen this before with Karen and it didn't work well for her. I felt like if you want to show the court that you are humble and remorseful and trying to change your life, then you lay low. Yes. Okay. I'm looking at it.
So that's their stance, or Gizelle's stance in particular, on Wendy. Like, it's, she feels as though Wendy probably should not have shown up to BravoCon because she's currently under a massive illegal microscope, and it might be interpreted as being somewhat arrogant to be showing out to these massive high profile events and whatnot, instead of kind of trying to lay low. Robyn argues that, maybe she's trying to seem as innocent and as normal as possible by not running away or anything like that. And so it's kind of interesting to see the two perspectives. I definitely see where both ladies are coming from. I don't think either approach is right or wrong. Gizelle did bring up that was Karen's strategy and that it didn't work. She did ultimately end up going to jail. So, listen, I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know who's right, who's wrong. I think they're both right. And I think they're both wrong for, different reasons. And listen, I love her a lot too. She was really killing it in last week's episode of Potomac. And I saw a 5-minute preview for next week's. Oh, she's going to be packing Angel the F up, and it is to die for. Allie's freaky. Allie is freaky, freaky, freaky girl. Let your freak flag fly. East also says Gizelle has been really right this year. Mia has no morals. Angel Massey is listen, I'm gonna do a post. I think I'm gonna do a TikTok and then put it in my shorts and on my reels about Angel's history of photoshopping. It's bad. Like, it is unhinged level bad. Like, the warp tool to give yourself a really tiny waist or really thin arms and stuff. She's been doing all of that stuff in addition to her nose situation. I did a deep dive, and Angel Massey had her current nose in 2009. Kiarna is high maintenance as hell. Exactly. Listen, she really wants to blame everything on being postpartum and whatnot. Obviously, that does change you in certain respects, but Angel, you were born with that nose, and there is nothing wrong with it. And if you don't like it, go ahead and change it, instead of just Photoshop it, go ahead and change it if that's what you want. You're a grown woman. And if you are going to Photoshop yourself, don't be mad when people call you a catfish, because in Photoshop, and I will show you guys, the pictures are really warped. When you're Photoshopping yourself to that extreme, it's not even, oh, let me add some saturation. Let me get rid of a pimple. Like, no, it's let me stash myself up, let me pretend this looks like this. Like, it's not representative of what she actually looks like. Again, I did not recognize her. I still don't at all. In that photo, she tried to pass off as herself, but she didn't look like that 5 years ago. She did not look like that pre-baby. It is a completely different person, a person who does not exist. What? No, the drunk lady is Karen Huger, the grande dame. Wendy's got 4 degrees. She is Miss 4 degrees. Look, listen, Allie, I thought you were innocent, but that picture about that poster about the handcuffs, all right, girl, all right. Not gonna lie, Wendy Yosefa was having her best season on the show, and it would really be a shame to see her have to sit it out due to like prison or jail time or something like that. Please, please, please do not be guilty. But unfortunately, I do think that she's going to be found guilty. Amen, Allie. Amen. Get in where you fit in. B says this is exactly. It really, really is. She is crushing it. She's finally hit her stride. So again, it would really, really suck to see her be slowed down by prison. East also says Angel's pics for her Colorado company is completely Photoshopped. Like, who is that woman standing next to your husband? Girl, she's unwell. I think that's the easiest way to just, summarize it. She is unwell. Just own it. Own it. Say you have body dysmorphia. There are so many people, especially in this age of Ozempic, Photoshopping, filters, all that stuff. There are so many people struggling with body dysmorphia. If that is what she has, she's not the only person. I suspect that that's what she has. And like, being open about it can help a lot of people who are also struggling with it, right? BY says Stacey was on fire this episode. Yup, she was. Tia seems to be a minion for Gizelle and Ashley. Listen, Stacey was crushing it. Again, though, I'm scared of all of her lying. She was caught in a couple of lies. That's why Tia was pissed at her. And the lies were really, really strange. and it's just too many at this point. However, she will be vindicated in next week's episode of the show, so stay tuned for that. Now, you guys, let's get into their comments about Mia being arrested for stealing her landlord's furniture, okay? Here goes.
Yeah. So they're going to ask you some questions, right, and see how shady you're going to be. It's okay to say no one was rude. Yeah. It's okay to say everybody's been nice. It's okay to say everybody looks nice. Right. It's okay to say, like,
Booty and happy, excited to see you. That doesn't mean that
and she don't know you. Taking that. I'm not taking that because Mia's no longer a housewife of Potomac. Okay. So we're not going to add that title for her. Okay. Leave. We're not in prison. I'm not a goddamn criminal. God damn it.
I'm like, at this rate, I'm going to be next, y'all.
No,
I don't know what I'm going to jail for, but I'm going to be next. I don't know what it's going to be for.
You don't commit crimes that I know of.
It's going to be for something.
Not Robyn speaking jail over her own life and future. Okay, girl.
Stupid. I don't know.
I'm not putting that on me. I ain't going to jail. No, I'm not.
Crimes. I don't play.
I'm not a criminal. But I don't steal things that are not mine.
Yes.
Even men. I don't even take people's men that are not mine. Okay.
Okay. So Mia Thornton the other day was arrested at the airport. She had a warrant out for her arrest. For stealing furniture from a
rental property.
A furnished rental.
Yeah. So like stage, sorry. Furnished.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And they made, I don't know the whole story, but it made it seem like she's trying to make a getaway at the airport. And
well, if you watch the body cam, she says it's in storage.
Yeah.
So you took it.
Right.
And apparently I saw some other, I don't know if this is true, but I saw some other video and they said that the owner was in China.
Okay.
And I guess Mia thought this woman was never coming back.
Okay.
And took her furniture.
But why would she put it in so you put the furniture in storage?
Yeah.
To do what with? Like to
I listen. Mia was trying to make out like a bandit. Her and Ink, because Ink was there too.
Really?
They mentioned his name.
No, she said something about Gordon. She asked the police if Gordon was still at the airport.
No, it is whatever Ink's real name is. That was the name mentioned.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's recent.
And she said something about a roommate. I heard her say something about emails and her roommate.
Okay, so this says update: Mia Thornton accused of moving out with ex-boyfriend DJ Ink.
I don't know that I believe this headline.
Oh, this headline is not true?
Yeah, I don't know.
In a report, condo management company alleges that Fields Thornton. When was her last name? Fields ever?
That's her maiden name.
Okay, Jared.
Okay, yeah. So he's Jared.
Yeah. This is allegedly. We're going. I don't want nobody coming for me.
Okay, so his name was probably on the.
So there you go. Later on, Gizelle says, "Listen, Mia, if you needed money that badly, I would have loaned you $3 to go and get yourself some damn furniture. As if there's anything you can do with $3 when you are furniture shopping." A mess. Listen, Mia, Wendy, listen, Mia being arrested or being caught up in some sort of like criminal scheme or whatever, I was not surprised about. We all know she's a very, very shady character. She already did come into the show with a certain criminal history. However, Wendy still to this day is very, very shocking to me, but I digress. And listen, let me go ahead and take an opportunity to use one of my favorite RHOP Wendy moments. Look at the CEO. Look at the CEO. What is with Mia and all these rentals? All that money you claim to have been making, like how rich you claimed you to have been. Why don't you own anything? Like she had been rented. Like, I'm sorry, but I found that to be absolutely insane. Like, buy a nice, comfortable place, like within your budget and whatnot. Remember when she was even renovating her rentals, like full-blown renovations, right? Adding the value for the real owner of the property. Like she just seems so fiscally like illiterate that it's a little bit concerning. I wish that she would have taken all those riches that she had as a scripper and as a, wifey to Gordon and whatnot, and the owner and the CEO or whatever, chief operating officer of Joint Chiropractic, and invested it properly. She could have sold a property if she was having money issues and used that money to get herself by through something, but she had nothing because she was just renting all this time, at that level of wealth or money. I don't understand it. I truly, truly do not. She's so shady, isn't she? Gizelle. Mia trying to open a rent-a-car center via theft. I'm telling you. And then after she's trying to blame it on everybody else, like Gordon this, Gordon that. Girl, you left Gordon years ago. This is between you and DJ Applebox or whatever his name is, right? Renovating her. Remember? And she was doing like the backsplash and everything like that. Like Mia is she's so fiscally irresponsible because what do you mean you're upgrading somebody else's property for them? Like, like that's crazy. That is absolutely insane behavior. And then you're renting 3 different luxury rentals. So you're spending what, like $20K a month on rent. Like, why didn't she and Gordon own anything? Like, I just do not understand it, but I digress. Anyway, Mia herself, right? And I agree, not Reese, the influencer, classic case of living above your means, period. It is very, very disappointing because she did make a lot of money once upon a time, in addition to the Real Housewives paycheck, right? When Joint Chiropractic was still on and popping and everything, she was making enough money to put her money to work for her, or at least invested in something. I don't think she was even had an investment account, like, because the way she fell off so quickly after leaving the show, like, it's insane. Summer Breeze says, in America, we don't teach womp, 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 about fiscal responsibility. We've only been taught to do better than the Joneses, right? I'm hearing a lot about credit cards and whatnot, and it's really disappointing. People really need to learn how to manage their money, invest their money, all that stuff. It's really sad to see people go from here to here, Those repealing stick. Okay, at least, because she made it seem like it was a full-blown, like, demolition and stuff that she was doing in there. A mess. And Gordon, I'm sorry, but Gordon's giving cuck at this point, because what do you mean? She's trying to get you arrested and you're over there in court supporting her. And she already left you for the other man. Listen, he did say he was a little bit impotent at this point. I think he just wants to have a companion. And it's going to be hard to pull a new lady when you're broke. Sorry, but when you're old, what is he, like 70 years old or something like that, and that thing don't work? He's trying to have a companion for his, older years. And I guess he feels like that's Mia, despite all that she comes with. I used to like her too, and her lies and stuff, but now I just find her to be just, I don't know, like, unhinged. Reese says she still depends so much on Gordon, so much, and she's still with her side piece. Stop calling Gordon for help. It's sick. Exactly. Gordon needs to stop answering the call. It's insane to me. It really is. Two Snap says, but listen, she's his karma. He cheated on his wife with her, so she's his karma. Two Snap says, America is a scam. That's why we have these people doing fraudulent activities. Ooh. Oh, Carly says, speaking of managing money, I got a job last week. Congratulations, Carly. Yes. Let's get that money going. He says, when keeping up with the Joneses goes wrong, period. Listen, I love hearing you guys. It's good news. Yes, get that guap, Carly. Love it. Now, speaking of Mia Thornton, she has since broken her silence post-arrest. She's not exactly addressing her arrest head on. However, this is the first time that we have seen her speak out publicly at all since getting arrested. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. She posted herself in a fur coat. Isn't it funny when people try to floss? Like, to me, fur coat is symbolizing wealth, like all that stuff. Yet you're stealing furniture. Okay, boo. Allegedly. Anyway. It's a beautiful photo, I'll say. It's giving AI, however. You know what? I actually don't think this is her in the photo. I actually really do think that she went to ChatGPT, shared a photo of herself and said, okay, now imagine me, higher cheekbones, more sculpted brows. Let's whittle down my nose a little bit more. Let's puff up my lips a little bit more. Put me in a fur coat. I want that mob-wise aesthetic, because I do not believe this is a real photo. And that's the scary thing about social media these days, you guys. A lot of times these photos are not real. They are AI. So you have to really, really have a keen eye for this stuff, okay? Even a lot of these food blogs, because y'all know, listen, big back till I die. So I follow a lot of food blogs and whatnot, right? And on Facebook, they're always suggesting them to me. And half the time, these photos are AI photos. They're trying to give recipes, but the photos are not even of real food. It's kind of like disturbing at what level all this is happening, but I digress. So anyway, she posted this photo, this AI photo meant to be of herself, with a caption that reads, and I quote, reborn, recentered, refocused, year 41. Ooh, what a sad way to spend your birthday. May it be soft, wealthy, baby, that ship has sailed, I think. Protected, yeah, you need to be protected from those charges, girl. And intentional. Yes, let's be intentional about paying back our landlord, getting her furniture out of your storage locker so we can move beyond this, right? Mia Moore. This new year is about rebuilding, refining, and rising with purpose. I am grateful for the clarity that comes through adversity, and I'm committed to moving forward with integrity. Listen, integrity. Do not bring up integrity when you ran out on your bill aka your rent, and you stole some things on your way out. Talk about integrity. And this is all alleged, by the way. And Grace, keep me out of this. Thank you for the love, my loves. Hashtag birthday behavior 1125. And then here comes Jacqueline. Love you, babe. All right, girl. Listen, I think one thing's for sure, two things for certain. These two girlies are always going to be in each other's lives. Yes, they might fight brutally like we saw on the show, but at the end of the day, they are kind of sisters, right? So they will always be in each other's lives. So I'm happy that Mia's got Jacqueline there to support her, because she's going to need all the support she can get with all that she's got going on, right? Dun, 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 dun. Let's see what y'all have to say. And yes, East Awesome says, Mia should have remained in her open marriage with Gordon. I agree. You know, why did you go and do all that, Mia? He could have helped you. Gordon's not the one dealing with these issues, you know, so he's got some kind of money tucked away somewhere. Summer Breeze says, I got an $18,000 credit card at 18. Listen, $1,000 per year, huh? In high school. I just want to say that was a hard lesson learned, but I dug myself out of that hole and have been working so hard to retire at 50. Listen, retiring at 50 is so impressive. And that's incredible. And they really just want us all to be mindless consumers in an endless cycle of debt. They are so predatory. So I'm really happy when people are able to turn themselves around. It's perfectly normal to fall into credit card debt and this, you know, financial hole at a young age. But thank God for the people who are able to turn it around. And, you know, it's unfortunate for those who are not. So happy for you. Carly said, thank you. It's been 6 months. 6 months. Mama is ready to get back in the swing of it. Yes. Love that for you. How are you going to celebrate? Like, are you taking yourself out to a nice dinner, nice lunch, brunch, dancing, singing in the shower? I don't know. And where is Jacqueline? Listen, Jacqueline is ready with the getaway car. You know, she probably drove that U-Haul. That Sheen fur coat, if it's even real. I'm telling you, to Snaps and everybody else, I really do think that that is an AI generated photo. Mia doesn't look like that. Even with a little bit of photoshopping and whatnot, and listen, where would she get this coat? Y'all know Mia can't afford that coat. Was she renting it? Quote unquote renting? Because we know what renting means to Mia. It's a lot different from what renting means to me and you. Just saying, what a mess. Lord have mercy. And I agree, they definitely do know each other's secrets. All right. Now let's get into, I wanted to get into the Todd Tucker candy burst of it all, but listen, I got to run because I have to pack my bag. I have to go for a walk after this. Then I'm going to the gym. And then I'm going to do my sauna spa circuit at the gym. And then go to the movies with my friend. I have to watch Wicked 2. I heard it sucked. You guys already know I hated Wicked 1, but my friend really wants to watch it. My friend's going through some things. More on that for my channel members, but she's going through some things. So I'm trying to be supportive. So I have to go watch Wicked 2 with her. Oh, and again, I heard it's even worse than the first. Oh, God. But listen, sometimes as a friend, you got to show up and do things you do not want to do. Ain't that the truth? Isn't that what they say? They say that the price of community is inconvenience. So sometimes you are going to find yourself doing things you don't love doing or don't necessarily want to do for the sake of your friends. And I think that, you know, listen, that is a lovely thing nonetheless. Anyway, this is the final story I have time for today. And listen, today we actually did start relatively on time. What did we start at? Like 3 minutes late or something like that? That was pretty damn good, right? Like right on time. But I want to get into this Masika Kalisha story because it is insane. I think she traumatized her children for the sake of some online like clout, which is, I'm sorry, that's going to be somewhere in the DSM-5. Absolutely insane, her behavior at the funeral for her estranged husband. Like, he should be her ex-husband, but listen, divorcing is not as easy as that, right? They had filed for divorce like 3 years ago or something like that. So you're crying, screaming, throwing up, falling out with a hired photographer in a Versace dress with these fingerless gloves, striking up, like, it is insane. So this is the first photo that she posted. I have never in my life seen somebody post a full-blown photo shoot centered around them at a funeral for somebody else. And again, she and her husband have been over for like 3 years. They were married for 1.5 years. Not that much time. Yes, they share a daughter together, but like it didn't seem to be like a legit relationship. And on top of that, she was filing for an annulment on him. She said this whole marriage was a sham. I need an annulment on this post because this is a sham. I think she wanted to perform grief. And I find that to be very, very unsettling and disturbing, especially when you're doing this in front of your kids and whatnot at the expense of your children, and you're using them as props in all of your photos. There are a ton of photos featuring the kids and whatnot. So you guys we'll get into this together. So this is the first one, her cover photo, falling out and whatnot. Look how terrified her child looks. Grief is the loudest silent echo that you will never hear, but can't get out of your head. It's deafening. It's like a stab to your heart. It feels like breathing with no lungs. Without your support, I don't know where I would be. I took my vows till death do us part. Again, they were over 3 years ago, and she filed for an annulment. I will carry on, and they were married for 1.5 years. I will carry on your legacy. You will always have a place in my forever broken heart. Not 1 minute of one single day goes by that I don't think about you. All right, so that is her post. Now let's get into all of the photos that she shared. And listen, she is getting chewed up in the comment section. Listen, the last time I saw somebody make a really, really bizarre post during someone's passing was Tamar Braxton. Do you guys remember when her sister Trina's creepy husband, Gabe, died? Tamar posted a Fashion Nova ad to announce his death. She's like, oh my God, not Gabe dying. Like, thank God I've got my Fashion Nova leggings to grieve in, like that type of a thing. It was very, very strange, her post. This to me is a little bit reminiscent of that, but worse because she hired a full-blown photographer and involved her children in this nonsense. Shout out to Teen Mom Shade Room. Imagine sharing a picture of you hollering like that. Like, it's just so strange. This post is very odd. She's getting chewed up, y'all. This is chewed up. Okay. So how many photos? She has like 12 photos. We're going to go through all these photos and you tell me if this is real or this is performative. Okay. So this is the first photo. This is HD, all the oh my God. All right. The first photo. Come on, bring up the second. So here she is comforting her daughter. I find this very, very strange to be posting online. Let them grieve in peace. This is very sad, very strange. So here she is with her other daughter. Here she is with her chic fingerless gloves. Listen, the content never sleeps because here we are wearing our Ray-Ban Meta so we can film this. Does she have like, I don't know, a YouTube channel, a TikTok or something like that? Is that what she was getting this content for? Is that why she hired this photographer to specifically focus on herself? Like, you don't see anything about this man. There's no picture of this man even. It's herself, right? Let make sure the photographer gets me. Here we go again. Me getting carried out of the car. Here, my daughter's grieving. By the way, I find this to be very strange, but I digress. This is not about that. Masika. This is very sad for her daughters. It really, really is. But to be posting these kinds of photos online is it's very bewildering. This poor girl. Very, very bewildering. Like, what is this? I have never seen a funeral photo shoot like this. Some other people at the funeral. I forgot there were other people there besides herself and her daughters, especially herself. My goodness. By the way, he had died tragically in a car accident. I feel like social media makes people do very, very strange things. It really warps people's sense of reality. It kind of reminds me of Angel, right? Speaking of warped sense of reality, there are people really completely, even me in that post, very, people completely misrepresenting themselves, what they look like and stuff with all these AI, Photoshop, all this nonsense, right? And now you've got people doing things that are just so disturbing. And they have this desperation for attention that transcends normality, right? Decency, all that stuff. To be hiring a photographer specifically to capture you grieving, crying, screaming, and throwing up, making things as dramatic and traumatic for your daughters as possible, and then posting these photos of them as well. And it's very strange. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just very, very, very strange. Lord have mercy. Two Snap says, where's Fetty Wap? Listen, I don't think Fetty Wap is all that. Is he that involved with her daughter even? Like, whatever happened? Wasn't he in jail? Isn't he supposed to be coming out soon? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Yeah. It looks like you guys aren't on board either. Again, the comment section was chewing her up. They said, this is just so distasteful to be doing a full-blown photo shoot, really trying as hard as possible to portray like you're devastated when y'all have not been together for 3 years. You had a marriage that lasted a year and a half, 2 years tops. You wanted it annulled. You said it was a fraud. This is like, she saw this as an opportunity to make it all about herself. And it's really, really strange overall. And again, I'm really, really sad to see that her kids got wrapped up in that. I feel like, she really amped up everything to a distressing level for them for the sake of content. And that's really, really, really unfair to them and their genuine feelings, So very, very sad. Theo says, these look like photos from the set of a Tubi original movie. I'm telling you, she wanted this to look so good and so chic, but it just makes her look really heartless and just really strange overall. All right, content never sleeps. I'm telling you, content never sleeps. This is just so weird. It's just so strange. It's like she wanted to correct us. Exactly. Like, what is this, girl? What is it? This is so weird. Like, it did not hit the way that she wanted to hit. And I agree, it's disrespectful to her children. It's so strange. It really is. And exactly, Fetty Wap's in jail. This man is her estranged husband. They filed for divorce 3 years ago, or separation or whatever. They were married for 1.5 to 2 years. They have a daughter together. She fought for an annulment as well. And now, here we have these, photos, crying, screaming, throwing up and whatnot, making it all about herself as much as possible. But that's classic Masika. Listen, she has never been wound too tight. She's always had a little bit something, off about her. And I think this is further evidence of that. Just saying. Anyway, listen, y'all, I do have to prepare my gym bag. I am trying to tire myself out so that I can sleep peacefully through Wicked 2. And you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to go by the store, buy some popcorn, sneak it into my bag. Because listen, you think I'm paying €6 for popcorn at the cinema when I can pay €1 for popcorn and bring it in my bag? Come on, y'all. Y'all know me. I do not play with my money. I'm not trying to end up like Mia, stealing furniture. Anyway, y'all, thanks so much for joining me for another episode of The Morning Report. If you enjoyed today's show, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk more about the day's hottest stories. Take good care of yourselves, and I will see you again tomorrow. Woo, woo, woo. Bye, guys. Take care.